Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minute Tidbit of Psychology. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of attitudes. So, what do we mean by an attitude? Well, we run into a little confusion straight away. We humans use the word attitude in very different ways. In daily language, attitude often implies being condescending or hostile. Like, lately, my coworker's been giving me a lot of attitude. But in social psychology, we use the word in a much broader sense. Here, an attitude means an evaluation, a judgment of value, the goodness or badness of something. Think of all the things we evaluate daily: food, politics, relationships, even our own selves. This is how wide the concept of an attitude really stretches. Now, where do attitudes fit in our mental landscape? Picture this: attitudes are part of a broader set of psychological events, all relating to affect. Affect is something that has a good or bad feeling. It could be a bodily sensation, like the warmth of sunshine, or an emotion like joy or disgust. But today we're focusing on attitudes, which are stable evaluations that also have a good or bad feeling. When we talk about attitudes, we usually talk about three components: affective, cognitive, and behavioral. For example, what's your attitude towards police officers? Your emotional value of them, your thoughts and beliefs about them, and your behavior towards them all make up your attitude. But remember, these components can influence each other in interesting ways, and your attitudes don't always perfectly predict your behavior. So how do we construct this value that underlies attitudes? It doesn't live in the object we're evaluating. It actually arises from how our brains perceive and interpret that object. Evaluation isn't like looking in a mirror, it's more like painting a picture. It's the brain's way of adding color and texture to the world. This becomes clear when we look at research on brain lesions. Damage to certain brain structures can change whether animals experience sweet substances as pleasant or unpleasant. So, it's not the sugar that's inherently pleasant, it's how the brain interacts with it. Let's ask, why do we evaluate? We have two core motives. The first is to understand the world correctly, and second, it's to feel good. On one hand, we want to find the truth, but on the other hand, we also want to see the world as safe, predictable and fair. These two motives often conflict with each other. The truth isn't always comforting, but our minds are creative in resolving these conflicts. So interesting, isn't it? Well, that's it for today's episode of Minute Tidbit of Psychology. Join me next time as we delve deeper into how our brains navigate the complicated interplay of motives, emotions, and attitudes. Until then, keep thinking,